We are in 2016, and this year I have set the intention to offer a tip of the month to support people in the integration of spirituality and money so that they might map out a lifestyle based on balance and abundance. Now, balance is part of abundance, but I feel that it is very significant and important to highlight it, to emphasize it, to illuminate it, because balance is something that we can implement right here, right now. Every single day when we wake up in the morning, we can implement little choices, little selections, little decisions to create a more balanced lifestyle. And as people in general start to shift their resources, not just their financial resources, but their time and their energy towards life-affirming products and services and experiences, we are going to be individually and collectively happier and more harmonious. All right? It's kind of like the keeping up with the Joneses, but in reverse. With keeping up with the Joneses, whoever they were, they set this bar and it was externally driven and more people kept trying to keep up with that. It was like a domino effect. Well, the same thing's going to happen, but it's going to be in reverse. That if people start to see that you're living happier, more ease, that you have a pace that acclimates to what your inner desires are, it's going to be like a centrifugal force, and you're going to pull them in, you're going to magnetize them in, because they're going to want to know what it is that you are doing that makes your life so abundant, so free, and so balanced. So the ship has sailed, and when I say ship, I mean human consciousness. There is a transformation that's underway, and the momentum is picking up at an infinite pace. I can't even find the word, it's moving so fast. So that ship is already out to sea. It's on the voyage, it's in the middle of the ocean, but this is a very, very, very special ship. It signifies hope in progress. It's a ship that is got everything that you want, and the thing that makes this ship so incredibly magical is that you can jump on this ship anytime you want, that there is a natural bridge from you, wherever you're standing, to this ship. So how do you jump on to this ship? Honest, open, and willing. When you're honest with yourself, with what your internal passions are and how you truly want to live your life. When you're open to the possibilities and experimenting and exploring and discovering things that you might thought were outside of your reach in the past. And when you're willing to shift your thoughts and create space in your life for these things to come in fluidly. So here's the tip of the month. Take the opportunity and notice in your day how many times you have the opportunity to give or receive something of value, of worth, of beauty, of a sense of well-being. Okay? And identify these items and wonder about how you come to assign it a certain level of value. In other words, what makes it valuable to you? Now, these things can be either tangible, like a product, a service, a communication, a word, an action, or it could be intangible. So let's take tangible first. Let's say you go to Starbucks and you give money and you receive a coffee. Just notice how important and how much value that coffee has for you. It's no judgment, it's just noticing these things. It could be a service like getting a massage, or maybe you come home at the end of the day, you flick the light on and the electricity goes on, and the bill for the electricity is sitting there in a stack of mail. How do you feel when you pay that bill? Notice what your reactions and your responses and your inclinations are to these things that assign some level of value. On an intangible level, it could be a thought or a feeling. Perhaps you have a friend that needs some well-wishing and you send good thoughts and good feeling energy towards them. That is that you're giving in that example, right? And also you could be receiving. How would you receive a thought? It could be something that pops into your imagination, like a little visual. It could be a stroke of inspiration or an idea. You could turn the radio on and hear a song that ignites a feeling in you. And notice how much value these things have for you. So both of these exercises, I'm going to share with you my light logic interpretation of it, because everything with me is light logic. Light means the esoteric, intangible interpretation of these things, and the logic is the earthbound, pragmatic, what does it mean in real time? So let's start with the logic first. Logic is, how important is this item for me? How much do I appreciate this item? Is this something that I feel that I have to have, that it's a need? Do I experience it as, as feeling powerless and that I have to have electricity? And start to play around with these ideas of how you come to value certain things more than others. So it's a very pragmatic thing. It also will help you to pause and slow down in your purchase of things. And it's just as important to notice what things that you are picking out in your day of what you're giving and receiving as noticing how much you value it. From a light perspective, it will be to notice in how easy is it for you to experience receiving, or is your preference to give? All right. Very often people are more challenged in receiving, and maybe this will help to offer you a new definition of receiving. So for example, when a baby is sitting in their high chair and you're feeding them, very often they'll take up a piece of food and they'll give it to you and they want you to eat it. And it's so important and so significant for the baby's development for you to take that food and actually eat it, because then it's conveying the message that they integrate into their being, that they have worth, that they have value, and they're offering it to you. So it's the same thing when somebody wants to offer you a compliment or do something for you, whether they want to come in and clean your house for you, or if it's a family member doing something like that, to just notice the postures that you take from that, and do you feel deserving of these things? Take a look at the newsletter. There are more questions in there that will help to illuminate what your choices are and give you a little bit more guidance. And have fun with this, and I'll see you next month with another tip. Okay?